Chapter 1. Meet Elon Musk, the Dreamer. Welcome, dear listener, to a new English learning story. Today, you will listen to the story of a man who looked at the stars and decided to go there. His name is Elon Musk, the man who reached beyond Mars. As you listen, you will learn simple English, and, at the same time, you will learn about courage, dreams, and never giving up. So, relax, listen closely, and let this story inspire your mind. Elon Musk is not just a man of rockets and cars. He is a man of ideas, a man who dares to dream when others are afraid to try. Some people dream of having more money, a bigger house, or a nice car. But Elon dreamed of something far away, a world where humans could live among the stars. Most people look at the night sky and say, "It's beautiful." Elon looked up and said, "Let's go there." In the beginning, no one believed him. They said, "It's impossible. No one can send people to Mars." But Elon did not stop. He didn't just want to make rockets. He wanted to change the future of all humans. He wanted to make life better, not only on Earth, but also beyond it. Why is his story so powerful? Because it shows that the biggest limits are not outside us. They are inside our minds. Most people stop dreaming when life gets hard. They say, "I can't do it," or "It's too late." But Elon teaches us something different. When the world says no, your heart must still say yes. Imagine a boy sitting quietly with a book about space. Outside, other kids are playing and laughing, but inside that boy's heart, there is a fire. He reads about rockets, planets, and stars. He feels small, but his dream is big. That boy's name is Elon. He doesn't know it yet, but one day, that dream will take him across oceans and make him one of the most talked about people in the world. Elon's story is not just about success. It's about imagination. It's about a young boy who saw what others could not see. It's about never giving up, even when the road feels too long. You see, dreams are like stars. You may never touch them, but if you follow them, they will lead you to your destiny. And that is what Elon did. He followed his stars. He made mistakes, faced failures, and lost everything more than once. But each time he fell, he stood up again. He believed that the future belongs to those who refuse to stop learning, to stop dreaming, to stop trying. So, as you listen to this story, remember, English is not just words. It is a tool that helps you understand stories of real people, real dreams, and real courage. Learning English can also be your rocket, a way to reach your own new world. But before Elon became a man who built rockets, he was just a little boy with big dreams. Chapter 2. A Curious Boy in South Africa. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we travel to South Africa, the land where Elon Musk was born. Here we will learn about his childhood, his curiosity, and the little spark that began his great journey. As you listen, remember that every big story starts small, with one dream, one question, and one brave heart. Elon Musk was born in 1971 in a city called Pretoria, South Africa. He was a quiet boy, not loud like others. While other children liked to run, laugh, and play outside, Elon liked to sit alone with a book. His world was not on the playground. It was inside his mind. He loved stories about space, science, and machines. When he opened a book, the real world disappeared and a new world came alive inside his head. His mother, May, often smiled when she saw him reading. She said, "Elon, come eat." But he didn't answer. He was lost in a dream, reading about rockets, planets, and faraway stars. His father, Errol, was an engineer, and Elon loved to watch him build things. Sometimes he would ask questions that even adults couldn't answer. "Dad, how do rockets work? Why do stars shine? Can people live on Mars one day?" His father would laugh softly and say, "You ask too many questions, Elon." But that was who he was, curious, hungry to know more. At school, things were not easy. Other kids thought he was strange. They didn't understand his love for books. They liked soccer and games. Elon liked computers and science. When he tried to share his ideas, some kids laughed. They said, "You're weird, Elon. Why do you talk about space all the time?" Sometimes they even pushed him or made fun of him. He felt lonely, but he didn't stop dreaming. Deep inside, he believed knowledge was his secret power. One day, he found an old computer at home. It was not fast, not modern, but for Elon, it was magic. He wanted to know how it worked, so he taught himself how to code. He was only 12 years old when he created his first computer game. It was a simple space game called Blastar. He sold it for a few dollars. Most boys his age were buying toys. Elon was already building them. At night, while others watched television, Elon sat near the window and looked at the stars. He wondered, why can't people live up there? Why can't we build something that takes us farther than ever before? He dreamed of rockets that could go to other planets. His imagination was his best friend. Many people think curiosity is just asking questions, but for Elon, curiosity meant searching for answers. When something didn't make sense, he didn't stop. He read books, asked questions, and kept learning. He once said that when you read, you can live many lives. You can see the world through other minds. That's how he learned so fast and dreamed so big. Still, his childhood was not easy. His parents divorced when he was young, and he often felt lost between two homes. Sometimes he hid his pain inside books. The pages became his escape. The stories showed him that there was a bigger world waiting, a world full of possibilities. When Elon was a teenager, South Africa was facing many problems. There was conflict, fear, and division. But Elon's eyes were always looking beyond. He believed that the world could change, that technology and ideas could make life better for everyone. While other kids thought only about school and fun, Elon thought about how to fix big problems: energy, transportation, and even life on other planets. Imagine being that young boy, alone, quiet, and often misunderstood, but filled with fire inside. People saw a shy boy, but inside that shy boy lived a dreamer who wanted to change the future. Every day, he built his world with questions. Every night, he traveled through the universe in his imagination. One of his teachers once said, "Elon doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's about something far away, like space or computers. He's not here with us. His mind is flying somewhere else." And it was true. Elon was already living in the future, long before anyone else could see it. This curiosity became the foundation of everything he would one day build. Without it, there would be no Tesla, no SpaceX, no dream of Mars. His story reminds us that greatness begins not with strength or luck, but with curiosity, with the courage to ask why and how. Most people spend their time just doing what others do. They play, they follow, they fit in. Elon didn't fit in, and that became his power. While others used their free time to play, Elon used his time to imagine the future. He wasn't afraid to be different. He understood that the people who change the world are the ones who dare to think differently. As you listen, think about your own curiosity. What are you interested in? What makes you ask questions? Maybe you love technology. Maybe you love art, nature, or helping people. Whatever it is, remember, curiosity is the first spark of greatness. It's where learning begins. It's how every dream starts. If you keep asking, you will keep growing. If you keep learning, you will find your way. Just like Elon did. He didn't know how his story would end, but he knew one thing. He never wanted to stop learning. So, in the quiet corners of his childhood home, in the bright light of his imagination, a young boy from South Africa began to build a dream that one day would touch the stars. But curiosity alone was not enough. The real world was not always kind to dreamers. Chapter 3: The Pain of Being Different. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we enter the most painful chapter of Elon Musk's young life, the time when being different brought him not joy, but pain. As you listen, you will learn how even loneliness and rejection can become a teacher. You will learn simple English words, and you will learn a deep lesson. Being different is not a weakness. It is a gift that shapes your future. Elon was not like other children. He did not talk much. He did not like noise. He liked peace, books, and quiet thinking. But in school, being quiet often makes you a target. Some children saw him as strange. They thought he was weak because he didn't fight back. He was small, thin, and wore big glasses. He often carried a book instead of a ball. And in a world that loves loud voices, his silence made him stand out. Every morning, Elon walked to school with heavy steps. He didn't fear studying. He loved learning, but he feared the teasing, the laughter, the cruel words that waited for him in the classroom. Sometimes, a group of boys followed him and said, "Hey, space boy, what are you dreaming about today? Aliens?" They laughed, and he stayed quiet. He didn't want to fight. He just wanted to be left alone. But one day, things got worse. A group of older boys pushed him down a staircase and hit him again and again until he could barely breathe. He was sent to the hospital. His face was swollen. His body was in pain. His mother cried when she saw him. For days, he stayed home, lying in bed, thinking about why life could be so cruel. He asked himself, why can't they see what I see? Why do people hate what they don't understand? That was the day Elon learned an important lesson. Pain can break you, or it can build you. He decided it would build him. When he returned to school, he was still quiet, but something had changed inside him. He was not angry. He was stronger. He realized that the people who laugh at you often laugh because they don't understand your dreams. They don't see your vision. They don't believe they can do more. So they make fun of those who try. Elon decided he would not give them power over his heart. At home, he kept reading. He read about heroes, inventors, and scientists, people who also suffered before they succeeded. He discovered that many great minds in history were first rejected, mocked, or ignored. The world often pushes away what it does not yet understand. So, instead of feeling sorry for himself, Elon turned his pain into energy. He said to himself, "One day I will build something great. One day I will make people see what I see." He didn't know what that would be yet, but the fire inside him grew stronger every day. Sometimes he would walk alone after school and look up at the sky. The blue above him was wide and endless. He would whisper softly, "Someday, I will go there. Someday, I will reach those stars." The thought gave him peace. It reminded him that the world was bigger than school, bigger than bullies, bigger than pain. He found comfort in his small computer again. It didn't judge him. It didn't laugh. It only listened and responded. Every code he wrote, every game he created was like a message to the future. It was his way of saying, "I'm here. I am learning. I will not give up." His mother, May, was his quiet supporter. She worked hard to take care of her children and often reminded Elon, "Never stop believing in yourself, even when others don't." Her words stayed with him. They became his invisible shield against all the hurtful words he would face. Years passed, and Elon continued to grow, both in age and in mind. The teasing didn't stop, but his reaction changed. He no longer let others define his worth. He understood that his difference was not something to hide. It was something to protect. It made him unique. It made him himself. He learned to live in his own world, a world of ideas and dreams. While others chased popularity, Elon chased possibility. While others wanted to fit in, Elon wanted to build things that didn't exist yet. His loneliness became his strength because it gave him time to think, to imagine, and to plan. There's a moment in every person's life when they must decide who they want to be, to follow the crowd or to walk their own path. Elon made his choice early. He chose to walk alone if it meant staying true to his dream. He didn't need everyone to understand him. He just needed to keep moving forward. And that, dear listener, is the lesson of this part of his story. Many people break when they are laughed at. Many give up when others reject them. But Elon did the opposite. He learned that being different means seeing the world from a new angle. It means holding a light when others are still lost in the dark. If you too have ever felt different, too quiet, too shy, too curious, remember this: your difference is your power. The same pain that hurts you now may one day become the strength that lifts you up. The world may not understand your dream today, but one day it will thank you for having it. Elon's story shows us that strength is not only in muscles. Real strength is in the heart, the quiet power to rise again after falling, to keep dreaming after being hurt. He carried this strength inside him as he grew older, and it became the foundation of his future success. But deep inside, he knew he could not stay where he was. He needed a new world, a place where he could build freely, learn without limits, and dream without fear. To find his true place, Elon knew he had to move to a land where dreams could fly. Chapter 4: A New Beginning in America. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we follow Elon Musk as he takes a brave step into a new world. He leaves his home, his friends, and everything familiar behind. As you listen, you will learn simple English through a story of courage. Courage to begin again, courage to start from zero, courage to believe in the unknown. Elon Musk was still very young when he made one of the biggest decisions of his life. South Africa, his homeland, was beautiful, but he felt it was not the place where his dreams could grow. He wanted to live in a world full of ideas, technology, and freedom. He wanted to be where the future was being built, and for him, that place was America. Leaving home was not easy. He said goodbye to his mother, to his family, and to the familiar streets of Pretoria. He didn't have much money, but he had something far more powerful: belief. He believed that if he could just reach America, he could build something great. He dreamed of creating things that could change the world. So, with a small suitcase and a big dream, Elon began his journey. He first went to Canada, where his mother was born. It was his first stop on the way to the United States. Life there was not easy. He worked small jobs to pay for school. He sometimes washed dishes, cleaned floors, and even worked on a farm. The cold winter air bit his hands, but he didn't complain. He said to himself, "This is only the beginning." Every great journey starts with hard work. After a few years, he finally moved to the United States to study at the University of Pennsylvania. It was one of the happiest moments of his life. Yet, he was still poor. He shared a small room with other students. His mattress was on the floor. He couldn't afford much food. Sometimes he bought a large bag of oranges and ate only that for days. But inside, he was full of energy. He was living the dream he once imagined as a boy, studying in the land of opportunity. At the university, Elon studied physics and economics. He loved both. One helped him understand the world, and the other helped him learn how to change it. While other students thought about grades, Elon thought about the future. He would often stay up late in the library, reading about energy, rockets, and the internet. He felt like his mind was opening wider with every page. Still, it wasn't easy to be alone in a new country. He missed home sometimes. The language, the culture, the people, everything was different. But he reminded himself, "This is what I wanted." Growth only happens when we leave our comfort zone. He believed that new beginnings are supposed to be hard. They test your strength. They shape your character. One day, a friend asked him, "Elon, why do you study so much? Why not just have fun? You're young." Elon smiled and said, "Because I want to do something meaningful. I don't just want to live. I want to make a difference." His words showed that even though he was young, his vision was already strong. In those university years, he also began to think deeply about human life. He asked big questions. What problems are most important for the future? What can I do to help humanity survive and grow? He wasn't looking for small goals. He was thinking about big ones: energy, space, and the future of the internet. He read books about great inventors like Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. He wanted to follow their path, to use science not just to learn, but to build. He started to dream about creating companies that could solve the world's biggest problems. But dreams don't pay the rent. He still had to work to survive. Sometimes he fixed computers for money. Sometimes he stayed in the computer lab all night, learning how to build programs. It was lonely, but it was also exciting. Every new line of code felt like a small step toward his dream. Elon once said later in life, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you." Those words were true even then. The odds were against him. No money, no connections, no safety net. But his heart was strong, and his dream was clear. In America, Elon found something he had never seen before: the freedom to dream big and the tools to make those dreams real. He loved the spirit of invention he saw around him. He saw people starting small companies, creating new things, and daring to fail. He thought, "This is where I belong." But success didn't come fast. It rarely does. Elon started small, step by step. Each day he learned something new. He made friends who shared his curiosity. He talked to people about ideas for the future. While others laughed or doubted, he kept his focus. It is never easy to start from zero. It's painful to leave your family, your friends, and your comfort behind. But Elon's story teaches us something powerful. To build a new life, you must first have the courage to begin one. New beginnings test you. They make you feel lost and small, but they also give you the chance to grow stronger and wiser. If you too are starting something new, maybe learning English, moving to a new place, or chasing a dream, remember Elon's journey. He started alone, poor and unsure, but he never let fear stop him. He chose courage over comfort. He chose hope over fear. Every time he felt lonely, he reminded himself why he came. He was not running away from South Africa. He was running toward the future. He believed that the world could change if people were brave enough to take risks. And so, step by step, with a heart full of faith, he built a new life in America. He didn't know exactly where it would lead, but he knew one thing: he was not going back. His journey had only just begun. And soon, this young man with big dreams would take his first steps into the world of business, a world that would test his courage once again. With courage in his heart, Elon started his first steps into the world of business. Chapter 5: The First Failures. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we follow Elon Musk as he enters the world of business. You will learn simple English words while also discovering a powerful lesson. Failure is not the end. It is the teacher that prepares you for success. Elon's first steps in business were not easy, and they were full of mistakes, sleepless nights, and challenges that could have stopped anyone else. After university, Elon moved to California. He arrived in Silicon Valley, a place full of ideas, technology, and entrepreneurs. Everyone there wanted to build something new. Elon wanted the same. He wanted to create companies that could change the world. But starting a company is not simple. It takes hard work, patience, and courage. And at first, nothing went perfectly. His first company was called Zip2. It was a small company that helped newspapers put their content online. At that time, the internet was new. Many people did not understand it. Elon and his small team worked day and night. They slept in the office, ate cold food, and wrote code for hours without rest. It was hard, exhausting, and stressful. Sometimes he felt like giving up. Investors rejected him many times. They said, "This idea is too risky. It will never work." Friends and family worried about him, but Elon did not stop. He believed in his vision. He knew that every rejection was a lesson. He learned how to talk to investors, how to explain his ideas, and how to lead a team. After years of struggle, Zip2 was sold for nearly $300 million. It was his first success, but it did not make him stop dreaming. Elon did not want to rest. He wanted to try something bigger. He started a new company called X.com. X.com was a bank, but an online bank. At first, it was very difficult. People did not trust the internet with money. Banks laughed at the idea. Investors said it was impossible. Elon worked harder than ever. He stayed awake for nights, solving problems and trying to convince people to believe in his vision. The journey was full of mistakes. The company had technical problems, disagreements among the team, and money issues. Elon often felt the weight of responsibility. If he failed, many people would lose their jobs. If he succeeded, the world could change. But he never gave up. He believed that failure was not the opposite of success. It was part of the journey to learn and grow. During this time, Elon faced criticism. Some people called him reckless. Some said he spent too much time on ideas that could not work. He received emails, letters, and phone calls telling him to stop. Every rejection could have ended his dream. Most people, if they were in his place, might have quit. Most people see failure as the end, but Elon saw it as a teacher. X.com eventually merged with another company and became PayPal, the online payment system we know today. Even then, the challenges continued. Competitors tried to stop them. Investors worried about the future. The technical team had long debates. Elon spent countless nights sleeping in the office, drinking coffee, and solving one problem after another. He learned that success is never easy, and that every failure teaches an important lesson. Through these experiences, Elon understood something very important. The world will not give you success for free. It will give you obstacles, problems, and moments that feel impossible. How you respond to these moments decides your future. You can let failure stop you, or you can let it teach you. Elon chose the second. Every rejection, every problem, and every sleepless night made him stronger, smarter, and more ready for the next challenge. And he learned how to manage a team, how to solve technical problems, and how to think creatively. He discovered that persistence is more important than talent, and courage is more powerful than luck. Each small failure prepared him for something bigger. Without Zip2, X.com, or PayPal, he would not have been ready to start companies like SpaceX or Tesla. Many people think success comes from never failing, but Elon's story shows us the opposite. Success comes from learning from failure. Failure is not the enemy. It is a teacher. It shows you what does not work, pushes you to think differently, and prepares you for the moment when your big idea finally succeeds. Even after PayPal became successful, Elon did not feel satisfied. He could have stopped, taken the money, and lived a quiet life. Most people would. But Elon's dreams were far bigger than money. He wanted to change the world, to explore space, and to build technology that could help humanity. He often said that risk and failure are part of life. If you are not failing, you are not trying something new. and he was always trying something new. Each business he started, each challenge he faced, made him stronger and taught him lessons no classroom could give. This period of his life teaches a lesson for all of us. If you fail today, it does not mean the end. If someone rejects your idea, it does not mean you are wrong. Each failure is a step forward, a lesson, and an opportunity to grow. You can choose to stop, or you can choose to learn and keep moving. Elon chose learning. Elon chose courage. Elon chose persistence. After years of failures, sleepless nights, and hard work, PayPal became a success. But Elon did not stop dreaming. He looked at the stars and thought of even bigger things. And soon, he would take his first step into a world that many people said was impossible. The world of rockets and space exploration. After PayPal, Elon could have stopped, but his dream was far bigger than money. The dream of space. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we follow Elon Musk as he turns his eyes to the sky, not just as a dreamer, but as someone ready to make the impossible real. You will learn simple English while hearing a story about courage, imagination, and belief in yourself, even when the world laughs at you. After PayPal, Elon had money. Many people would have stopped there. They would have bought houses, cars, and lived comfortably. But Elon's mind was elsewhere. He was not thinking about luxury. He was thinking about rockets, planets, and the future of humanity. Since childhood, he had dreamed of space. Now, he wanted to make that dream real. He started reading books about rockets. He studied physics, engineering, and chemistry. He learned about how rockets fly, how fuel burns, and how to escape Earth's gravity. Most people thought this was strange. Elon was a businessman, not a scientist. How could someone who sold PayPal now make rockets? People laughed. His friends said, "Elon, stop it. Rockets are impossible. You are crazy." But Elon did not stop. He remembered a lesson from his childhood. Curiosity and courage are stronger than fear. He believed that if humans wanted to explore space, someone had to try. Why not him? Why not now? He spent long nights reading books, studying rocket designs, and learning from old space missions. He even taught himself advanced concepts that most engineers learn only in school. The world of doubt surrounded him. Experts shook their heads. Investors refused to give him money. Engineers laughed at the idea of a small private company building rockets. They said, "Only governments like NASA can do this. A businessman? Never." But inside Elon's heart, there was a fire. The fire of belief. The fire of imagination. The fire that says, "I will try, even if everyone says no." He began to write down ideas. He calculated costs, built designs, and created plans for rockets that could reach orbit. He dreamed not only of sending satellites into space, but also of sending humans to Mars. People thought it was impossible. They said, "Even NASA has problems. You will fail." But Elon smiled. Failure did not scare him. He had failed before, and each failure had taught him something valuable. Elon understood something important. Big dreams sound crazy at first. When someone says, "You want to go to space?" Impossible. It often means that dream is worth pursuing. Every great achievement starts as a crazy idea. The Wright brothers were laughed at for flying. Thomas Edison was told his light bulb would never work. And now, Elon had a dream that sounded just as impossible. Private rockets, affordable space travel, and Mars colonies. He believed the world needed a new vision. Earth was beautiful, but he thought about the future. What if humans could live on another planet? What if humanity could survive even if something happened to Earth? These questions kept him awake at night. They gave him energy to learn more and think bigger. Elon knew that knowledge alone was not enough. He needed a team. He needed people who shared his dream. But convincing engineers, scientists, and investors to join a crazy project was not easy. Many turned him down. Many said no. Each rejection hurt, but each also taught him how to persuade, how to explain his vision clearly, and how to lead people. He learned that belief is contagious. If you truly believe, others may start to believe too. While studying rockets, Elon also faced personal challenges. Building something new always brings risks. Money was limited. Every mistake could cost him millions. Yet he pressed on. He stayed in small offices, studied old NASA reports, and even visited rocket manufacturers to learn from their experts. Step by step, he absorbed knowledge that most people thought only professionals could understand. One night, he looked at the stars and whispered, "I will take humans there. I will build rockets that can carry us to other worlds." It was not a small wish. It was a bold promise. But Elon had learned that big promises start with belief. Without belief, no rocket can rise. Without belief, no dream can survive. By now, Elon had made a choice. He could live comfortably with PayPal money. He could invest in small businesses, travel the world, or enjoy life. But his heart was set on something larger. He wanted to create a company that could send rockets into space. A private company, small but full of ambition. A company that would challenge the impossible. This dream of space was not just about rockets. It was about humanity. It was about showing that ordinary people, not governments alone, could reach extraordinary goals. It was about inspiring others to imagine, to dream, and to act. And most importantly, it was about proving that big dreams are possible, even when the world calls them crazy. As you listen, remember this lesson. Dreams that seem impossible at first are often the ones that change the world. People will doubt you. Experts will question you. Friends may laugh. But if your heart believes, if your mind works hard, you can make the impossible real. Elon's studies, nights, and calculations finally led him to one decision. He would create a small company, full of big ideas, a company that could change the future, a company that could reach the stars. So he built a small company with a big name, SpaceX. Chapter 7. SpaceX. From Explosions to Success. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we enter one of the most emotional chapters of Elon Musk's life. This is the story of SpaceX, the company that would take humans to the stars. You will hear simple English words while learning about persistence, courage, and never giving up, even when everything seems lost. When Elon started SpaceX, he knew it would not be easy. Rockets are very complex. Every part must work perfectly. Even small mistakes can destroy them. But Elon believed that humans could reach space without relying only on governments. He believed private companies could make rockets cheaper, faster, and better. He gathered a team of engineers who shared his dream. Together, they worked in a small factory in California, building rockets by hand. Their first rocket was called Falcon 1. Elon and his team spent years designing it. They tested engines, fuel systems, and navigation. Every detail mattered. But building rockets is risky, and SpaceX had very little money. They could not afford many mistakes. Each launch was a chance to succeed or fail completely. The first launch was full of hope. Elon and his team watched nervously as the countdown began. 3, 2, 1, liftoff. The rocket started to rise, but soon something went wrong. The rocket exploded in fire. The team was shocked. Some engineers were crying. Elon stayed calm, but inside, his heart hurt. They had worked so hard, and it was gone in seconds. They tried again. The second launch looked promising. The rocket flew higher this time. But a small technical error caused another explosion. Again, failure. Again, heartbreak. Elon's team was tired. Their money was running out. Their friends and families were worried. Everyone told him to stop. It's impossible. You should give up, they said. But Elon refused. He knew failure is not the end. It is a lesson. The third launch came with even more pressure. It was their last chance to prove themselves to investors. If it failed, SpaceX would run out of money. Everyone knew it. Elon felt the weight of responsibility like never before. At the launch site, the engineers stayed silent. Tears were hidden, but fear was visible in their eyes. Elon whispered to himself, "This is it. One last chance. We cannot fail." The rocket lifted off. It climbed higher than ever. But suddenly it shook. Smoke rose from the engine. The team held their breath. And then it exploded. The sound echoed through the desert. The engineers sank to the ground. Elon felt the crushing weight of defeat. It seemed impossible to continue. Yet deep inside, he remembered his childhood lessons. Every failure is a teacher. Every mistake is a step forward. Elon did not give up. He spent days studying what went wrong. He learned everything he could from engineers, from tests, and from history. They repaired engines, redesigned parts, and tested again. His team trusted him because they saw his heart. They saw someone who would never quit. And slowly, their hope returned. Finally, the fourth launch arrived. Everyone knew how much was at stake. Money was nearly gone. Emotions were high. Families and friends watched from a distance. Engineers checked every system twice. Elon stood quietly, watching the countdown. 3, 2, 1, lift off. The rocket rose smoothly. Higher and higher it went. The team watched, unable to believe their eyes. It cleared the atmosphere. It reached orbit. The rocket worked perfectly. Cheers erupted. Tears of joy streamed down faces. Elon smiled, exhausted but happy. Years of failure, hard work, and persistence had finally paid off. This moment was more than a technical achievement. It was a lesson for Elon and for the world. Success is not luck. Success comes from persistence, learning from mistakes, and refusing to give up. Each failure had prepared the team for this triumph. Each explosion taught them something new. The fourth rocket did not succeed by chance. It succeeded because they kept trying. The story of SpaceX teaches us an important truth. The road to big dreams is full of obstacles. Sometimes it looks impossible. Sometimes it feels like you will lose everything. But if you keep moving, learning, and believing, failure will transform into success. The same courage and persistence that built rockets can help us in life, work, and even learning English. Elon knew this lesson well. He understood that every setback, every tear, every moment of doubt was a step toward greatness. His team learned it too. They learned that giving up is easier than trying, but trying, even when it hurts, is how the impossible becomes possible. After that successful launch, SpaceX became a symbol of hope. It proved that private companies could reach space. It inspired engineers, scientists, and dreamers around the world. But Elon did not stop there. Reaching orbit was only the beginning. His heart was already set on bigger goals: Mars, reusable rockets, and the future of humanity in space. And as the rockets flew higher, Elon sometimes looked back down at Earth. He remembered that while exploring space is important, life on our planet also matters. Humans need clean energy, better transportation, and solutions to big problems. He knew that reaching space and improving life on Earth could happen together. The story of SpaceX shows us that failure is not a wall. It is a staircase. Step by step, even when you fall, you rise. And when you keep going, when you never give up, your dreams can touch the sky. And after reaching space, Elon looked back to Earth to make life here better too. Chapter 8: Tesla and the Electric Revolution. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we follow Elon Musk as he turns his attention from space to Earth. You will hear simple English while learning about bold ideas, courage, and changing the world. This is the story of Tesla, the company that would start an electric revolution and challenge the way we drive forever. After SpaceX, Elon could have focused only on rockets, but he saw a problem on Earth. Cars were everywhere, and most ran on gasoline. Gasoline cars made air dirty, caused climate problems, and wasted energy. Elon believed that the world needed change. He dreamed of a future where cars would be clean, fast, and powered by electricity. Many people laughed at him. "Electric cars?" they said. "They are slow. They are expensive. They will never work." Investors doubted him. Engineers warned that batteries were too weak. The car industry, one of the largest in the world, was full of experts who said, "This is impossible." But Elon believed in what others ignored. He believed in a new world. He joined Tesla Motors, a small electric car company, and invested much of his own money. He worked with engineers to design cars that were not only electric, but also exciting. He wanted cars that could compete with gasoline cars in speed, style, and power. Most people thought he was crazy. Some friends warned him, "You will lose everything." But Elon did not stop. He knew that real change often looks impossible at first. The first Tesla car, the Roadster, faced many challenges. Batteries overheated, parts broke, suppliers failed to deliver. Elon's team worked day and night, often sleeping in the factory. He personally checked every detail, from the design to the engine to the software. Each problem was another chance to learn. Every obstacle was a test of persistence. Gasoline cars were everywhere. People were comfortable with the old way. They laughed at electric cars. "Who will buy them?" they asked. But Elon saw a future full of hope. a future where people could drive without polluting the air, a future where technology could protect the planet. This vision kept him moving forward, even when the world doubted him. Tesla cars began to improve. The Roadster could travel far on a single charge. It could go fast, almost like a sports car. People began to notice. Slowly, the world started to believe that electric cars could work. Investors became more confident. Customers became more curious. Elon's dream, once laughed at, began to take shape. But building a new car company is never easy. Elon faced financial problems. Sometimes Tesla was close to bankruptcy. Suppliers argued, engineers disagreed, journalists criticized. Every day was a challenge. Most people would have given up. But Elon believed in the future he imagined. He believed that the world could be better, cleaner, and smarter. He also understood that a big idea needs a team. He encouraged his engineers to take risks, try new designs, and think differently. He showed them that failure was a teacher, just like in SpaceX. If a part failed, they fixed it and learned. If a design was wrong, they improved it. Step by step, they built cars that the world had never seen. Tesla soon released the Model S, a luxury electric sedan. It had a long battery range, fast acceleration, and beautiful design. People began to understand that electric cars were not just toys or experiments. They could be real cars, strong enough to replace gasoline cars. The world started to pay attention. Elon's vision was becoming real. This story shows us an important lesson. The future belongs to those who dare to rebuild what others ignore. Many people look at problems and see obstacles. Elon looked at the same problems and saw opportunity. While others laughed, he worked. While others doubted, he believed. While others stayed comfortable, he took risks to create something new. Tesla is not just about cars. It is about changing the way we think, act, and live. It is about showing the world that ideas, courage, and persistence can make the impossible possible. It is about proving that even one person with a clear vision can start a revolution. The story of Tesla teaches us that progress often comes from daring to dream differently. It comes from seeing a better future and being willing to face criticism, failure, and doubt. It comes from believing in change when the world resists it. Elon's dream of electric cars was once laughed at. Today, it inspires millions and moves humanity closer to a cleaner planet. But Elon's journey was not only about technology. It was not only about rockets or cars. It was about something bigger, protecting life, protecting the planet, and imagining a future where humans can thrive. Chapter 9: Beyond Cars and Rockets, Solar, AI, and Hope. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we see how Elon Musk did not stop at cars or rockets. You will hear simple English words while learning about bold ideas, innovation, and helping the world. This chapter shows that real success is not only personal, it is about improving life for everyone and protecting the planet. After Tesla and SpaceX, many people thought Elon would rest. He had made rockets that could reach space and electric cars that could change the world. But Elon's mind was full of new questions. How could humans live in a cleaner, safer, and smarter world? How could technology solve big problems? He saw that Earth had limits: pollution, traffic, and even the way our brains work. He wanted to push those limits. One of his first projects after Tesla was SolarCity, a company that made solar energy more accessible. Elon believed that the sun could provide clean, unlimited energy for everyone. Most people laughed. They said solar power was too expensive, too slow, too difficult. But Elon thought differently. He knew that energy was life. If humans could use sunlight, we could reduce pollution, save money, and protect the planet for future generations. SolarCity faced many challenges. Installing solar panels on roofs was hard. People were skeptical. The technology was new. Elon personally visited homes, spoke to families, and encouraged engineers. He explained that clean energy was not only good for the earth, but also practical and smart. Slowly, more people began to install solar panels. The dream of using the sun to power homes was becoming real. But Elon did not stop at energy. He looked at the human brain and wondered, can we grow smarter? Can humans improve themselves with technology? This question led him to Neuralink, a company focused on connecting the human brain with computers. The goal was ambitious: help people with brain injuries, enhance memory, and maybe one day allow humans to work with artificial intelligence safely. People were shocked. "You want to put chips in human brains?" they asked. "This is too risky." But Elon believed innovation must be bold. Progress comes from trying what others fear. Neuralink faced skepticism, technical problems, and ethical questions. Elon knew it would take years, maybe decades, to see results. But he was patient. He worked with scientists, engineers, and doctors to solve problems step by step. The lesson was clear. Humans grow when they challenge limits, and even slow progress can create big change over time. Elon also looked at the way cities worked. Traffic was a problem everywhere. Cars stuck in jams wasted time, energy, and patience. This problem inspired the Boring Company, a company that builds tunnels to reduce congestion. People laughed at first. Tunnels under cities? Crazy, they said. But Elon saw a simple truth. Innovation is about solving real problems in new ways. With tunnels, travel could be faster, cleaner, and more efficient. Each of these projects shows a different side of Elon's mind. Rockets take humans to new worlds. Electric cars reduce pollution. Solar panels harness the sun. Brain technology enhances life. Tunnels make cities better. Together they form a vision, a future where humans are not limited by old problems, but grow through imagination, technology, and courage. Contrast helps us understand the lesson. Some people live trapped by limits. They accept pollution, traffic, and slow progress. They say, "This is life. We cannot change it." Elon does not see limits. He sees opportunity. He knows that innovation grows when we face problems and ask, how can we do this differently? Every challenge is a chance to help others and create hope. The story of SolarCity, Neuralink, and the Boring Company teaches an important lesson. Real success is not only about money or fame. It is about improving life for others. It is about protecting the planet, helping humanity, and imagining solutions where others see problems. Success that helps only yourself is small. Success that helps many people is large, meaningful, and lasting. Elon's vision also reminds us that growth requires persistence. Each project had obstacles, failures, and critics. Yet Elon learned from every mistake, adapted, and continued. He showed that innovation is a journey, not a single achievement. Dreams are built slowly, with patience, courage, and hard work. As we listen, we can also learn English through his story. Words like energy, brain, tunnel, innovation, and progress become easier when tied to real examples. Each project has a purpose. Each project teaches lessons about courage, problem solving, and hope. We see that the path to big ideas is never straight, but always forward. Elon's journey beyond rockets and cars shows that dreams can grow endlessly. When one vision succeeds, it can inspire another. When one problem is solved, it reveals a new opportunity. His life is a lesson that humans can reach higher, think bigger, and care for the world while chasing personal dreams. Even with all the challenges, Elon continued. Rockets, electric cars, solar panels, brain technology, tunnels, each step showed courage, persistence, and hope. He proved that humans are not limited by the world as it is, but can grow through vision, effort, and care for others. And yet, even with all his success, Elon still looked up beyond the clouds. Chapter 10. Reaching Toward Mars. Welcome back, dear listener. In this part of our English learning story, we follow Elon Musk as he looks far beyond Earth. You will hear simple English words while learning about courage, imagination, and thinking beyond your lifetime. This is the story of SpaceX's dream to reach Mars, a dream that shows the power of vision and the human spirit. Even after many successes with SpaceX, Elon knew that reaching orbit was only the beginning. Rockets could carry satellites, astronauts, and supplies. But Elon had a bigger dream. He wanted humans to live on another planet. Mars was not just a red dot in the sky. It was hope, adventure, and a new home for humanity if Earth faced danger. Many people thought this was impossible. Mars? They laughed. No human can live there. It is too far, too cold, too dangerous. But Elon believed in possibility. He thought about the long history of human exploration. Centuries ago, humans crossed oceans, climbed mountains, and walked on unknown lands. Every new world seemed impossible until someone tried. Elon saw space as the next great frontier. He wanted humans to have a choice: live safely on Earth or explore the stars. He believed that life should not be limited to one planet. The idea of Mars was emotional as well as scientific. Elon imagined the first astronauts stepping onto the red surface, feeling the crunch of soil beneath their boots. He imagined cities, greenhouses, and habitats filled with people working together to survive. He imagined children growing up on Mars, learning a new world, and carrying human dreams far into the galaxy. This vision gave him energy to keep working, even when rockets exploded or money ran low. Many experts warned him, the atmosphere is too thin. The journey is too long. Humans cannot survive. People said it would take centuries before Mars was possible. Fear of the unknown surrounded him. But Elon understood that fear is natural. Fear stops most people. Courage allows a few to move forward. He learned from every failure on Earth that risk and effort are necessary for great achievements. The first Mars projects were technical puzzles. Rockets had to be reusable. Fuel had to be carried efficiently. Life support systems needed to be perfect. Elon studied everything carefully. Engineers tested engines, simulated Mars conditions, and learned from each experiment. Every small success on Earth made a giant dream for Mars more possible. Step by step, the future was being built. Elon also thought about humanity as a whole. He believed that having humans on multiple planets would protect life. Disasters, diseases, or accidents on Earth could endanger our species. A multi-planet civilization would be safer and stronger. This was not about money or fame. It was about life itself. His vision inspired people around the world to dream bigger and think differently about the future. Contrast helps us see the lesson clearly. Most people look at Mars and see danger, distance, and impossibility. They feel fear. Elon looked at Mars and saw opportunity, adventure, and hope. Fear asks, what if we fail? Courage asks, what if we succeed? This mindset difference defines leaders, innovators, and dreamers. Elon's courage came from understanding that big dreams always involve risk. The story of reaching Mars also teaches persistence. Many launches failed before Falcon Heavy succeeded. Rockets blew up. Engineers cried. Investors worried. Every time, Elon analyzed mistakes, learned lessons, and tried again. The first steps are always hardest, but his belief never wavered. Vision requires patience. Vision requires commitment beyond comfort, fame, or immediate reward. As SpaceX continued, Elon shared his dream publicly. He talked about Mars in interviews, presentations, and conferences. He invited scientists, engineers, and students to imagine a world beyond Earth. People began to see that his dream was serious. Some were inspired. Some remained skeptical. But everyone agreed on one thing. Elon dared to imagine what others feared to try. Reaching Mars is not only a technical challenge, it is also a symbol. It represents humanity's desire to explore, to grow, and to create something larger than ourselves. Elon teaches us that true vision does not focus only on the present. True vision thinks decades, even centuries ahead. It asks, what can we build that will last beyond our lifetime? What will inspire future generations? Elon's story reminds us that the human spirit is powerful. Dreams can cross oceans, mountains, and planets. Challenges can be terrifying, but courage and persistence transform fear into achievement. Mars is far away, but the lesson is close to home. Build, believe, and never stop reaching for what seems impossible. His journey toward Mars shows us that life is not only about comfort or safety. It is about adventure, imagination, and leaving a mark on the universe. Elon's dream is larger than money, larger than fame, larger than Earth itself. It is a vision for humanity, a hope that we can grow, explore, and survive together on multiple worlds. And even as he plans rockets for Mars, Elon continues to inspire millions to think bigger, act braver, and dream beyond what seems possible today. He shows us that real vision builds something that lasts beyond your lifetime, something that can change the course of history. But the greatest lesson Elon teaches us is not about rockets or cars. It's about the human spirit. Chapter 11. Lessons from the Man Who Reached Beyond Mars. Welcome back, dear listener. In this final part of our English learning story, we reflect on the life of Elon Musk. You will hear simple English while learning lessons about dreaming, working hard, and believing in yourself. This is a chapter about motivation, courage, and the human spirit. Lessons we can all apply in our own lives. Elon Musk began as a curious boy in South Africa. He loved books, space, and science. Many people laughed at him. They thought he was strange, different, or too quiet. But he never let that stop him. He followed his curiosity, learned everything he could, and imagined a future far beyond the ordinary. The first lesson we learn is simple: dream big. Dreams are the seeds of achievement. Without dreams, nothing grows. As Elon grew, he faced struggles. He was bullied, lonely, and misunderstood. At school, people laughed at him for being different. Many children give up when life is hard. But Elon did not. He used his challenges as fuel to keep learning and imagining. He shows us that being different is not a weakness, it is a strength. Staying true to yourself, even when others criticize, is the second lesson. Never give up on who you are. When Elon moved to America, he had nothing. He was poor, alone, and starting over. Many people would have stopped. Many would have returned home. But Elon saw opportunity in new beginnings. He worked tirelessly, studied hard, and built companies from scratch. From Zip2 to PayPal, he learned that failure is not the end. Every failure teaches lessons. The third lesson is clear. Failure is a teacher, not a wall. Each mistake brings you closer to success. Then came SpaceX. Rockets exploded, money ran out, and engineers cried. Most people would have quit. But Elon kept going. His persistence transformed failure into achievement. The fourth lesson is simple but powerful. Success comes to those who keep trying. No shortcut can replace effort, patience, and courage. Even when the world says, "Stop," keep moving forward. Step by step, small progress builds big results. Tesla taught him another lesson. People laughed at electric cars. They doubted that clean energy could work. But Elon believed in the future. He invested, worked with engineers, and solved problems one by one. His vision was larger than himself. The fifth lesson is, think beyond yourself, help others and the world. Real success is not just personal gain, it is about improving life for many people. Beyond cars and rockets, Elon explored solar energy, brain technology, and tunnels. Each project faced criticism, technical challenges, and risk. Yet he kept learning, adapting, and believing. Elon shows that learning never stops. The sixth lesson is, keep learning and growing. Knowledge is power, and curiosity fuels imagination. Every skill, every idea, and every lesson is a step toward making the impossible possible. Elon's dream of Mars teaches us about courage. Humans are afraid of the unknown. Space is dangerous, distant, and difficult. Most people would stay on Earth, safe and comfortable. But Elon looked beyond fear. He believed in exploration, adventure, and humanity's future. The seventh lesson is, courage transforms fear into opportunity. True vision requires bravery. True progress requires stepping into the unknown. Looking back, we see a pattern. Ordinary thinking says, "This is too hard. I cannot do it." Extraordinary persistence says, "I will try. I will learn. I will continue." Elon's life is full of obstacles, challenges, and setbacks, yet he never stopped. Each problem was a chance to grow. Each challenge was a chance to improve. Anyone, no matter where they start, can reach beyond their limits if they combine dreams, effort, learning, and courage. So, what can we take from Elon's story in simple steps? Dream big. Stay curious. Never fear being different. Learn from failure. Keep trying when the world doubts you. Help others while achieving your goals. And above all, believe in yourself. These lessons are not only for billionaires or engineers. They are for every student, worker, dreamer, and listener. Your journey can begin today. Even small actions matter. Studying a little more English each day, trying a new skill, helping someone. These are steps toward your own Mars, your own dream, your own success. You do not need rockets, electric cars, or billions of dollars. You need curiosity, courage, persistence, and heart. These are the tools to change your life, inspire others, and reach beyond limits. Elon Musk's life reminds us that the human spirit is stronger than any obstacle. Dreams, courage, and learning can transform failure into success. Imagination can turn the impossible into reality, and helping the world make success meaningful. Ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they act with purpose, patience, and heart. You do not need to go to Mars to make history. You just need to start your own journey today.